All right, what's up everybody? Welcome to the mostly cleaned up Wilder Mountain garage. If you haven't watched our garage cleanup makeover video, you should definitely go check that out now. But yeah, we're out here and it's springtime on Wilder Mountain. We're gonna be working on the Jeep today. I haven't done a lot of Jeep content on the channel. Most of you probably know us from our RV travel series, and we've got another RV trip coming up shortly. You know, I've been driving this Jeep for a few years and we have a lot of fun with it. It's a big part of our camping adventures and the stuff that we do locally, even though we don't bring it with us on our RV trips. I'm starting a new series. This is gonna be the first video in it, but I've really been wanting to do some updates to this thing, and the plan is to do one a month, and it's going to be the year of Jeep upgrades. So a little bit about the Jeep. I haven't told you all much about it. It's actually a 2014 Dragon Edition Wrangler. And that's a four-door, basically like a Sahara. It doesn't have the lifted suspension or sway bar disconnects or lockers that you might see in a Rubicon. It's more like a luxury trim package with some really unique stuff to it though. They made it 1 year. It's the only Jeep that has this gold accent package that I've really grown to like about it. It's not the Jeep that I would have bought if I were ordering custom brand new from the factory and could pick all my options. I wanted a used Jeep with a hardtop, and I wanted a manual transmission because I'm kind of a snob about it. So when I found this one, I went for it. Definitely the Dragon scale leather is also grown on me. It's kind of a cool touch, but it's not what I would have picked. Definitely like the Dragon scale more than the Dragon emblem itself on the inside. But so far, you know, I haven't done a lot with this Jeep. I've done some very minor modifications like switching out the antenna for a stubby one. I've added a 67 Designs phone rack and GoPro mount in it. And I've done like one little piece of custom wood trim because there was actually like a huge plastic Dragon on it, and that was a bridge too far for me. So yeah, this is the Dragon Edition. But we're starting things off with the bumper right up front. So what we're doing is we're going to, I believe it's a Red Rock 4x4. I'll have to double check that. Stubby bumper. So it's going to sit in between the front wheels and give a lot of tire clearance. And it is a winch capable bumper. So we'll be looking at a winch somewhere down the road. We actually got stuck on our camping trip a few weeks ago and had to get pulled out. And it's got an accessory bar on it. We can put some lights on it down the road. That's the plan. A year of upgrades on the Jeep, and we're starting right now with a brand new bumper. Let's do it. This hard. Let's see. Whoa.
They work? Yeah. String is probably a little longer.
Okay, so this has just been an absolutely enormous pain in the ass, so I'm not going to make you watch me deal with it, but just need slightly deeper sockets or a slightly shallower impact driver. But yeah, I just got to fight them off. We'll get them eventually. Alright, that ended up being way more work than it was supposed to be. I ended up having to take this cylinder or solenoid, I'm not sure what it's for, off the front here because I couldn't get to the bolts. The bolts were seized on. Bolt shaft, the shank was deeper than my sockets were, and I couldn't fit my impact driver back there. But we finally got it off. Yeah, it looks good. It's time to start looking at the instructions for this new bumper. I've had the new bumper sitting over here on our new storage shelf in the garage for, I don't know, over a month now. And yeah, it's just hanging out back here. I've got the bumper, I've got the bar that goes across the front, the accessory bar, as well as the hardware package that came with it. So let's check this out. All right, let's get into the hardware on this because I have not opened it yet. Couple plates. I want to say these are the brackets to tie in the fog lights. Whole bunch of bolts. Ooh, D-rings. It's for hooking up like straps or tow cables to the front. Some rubber gaskets, more hardware, and that's it. There it is. Let's get these fog lights installed in the new bumper. Fog lights. Alright, I have been fighting with the hardware to mount my fog lights to this new bumper for like over an hour, and it's just like I can't. These tiny little screws are supposed to go into some pre-threaded parts. There's only 2 parts that are pre-threaded, and it's for these brackets to get screwed in. Everything else is bolt through with a nut on the end. So I've decided that I am going to just drill out these holes, put these all the way through as a bolt, and use some of the nuts on them. I don't have enough nuts then to do all the lights, but I can at least put like 2 in each light and get the brackets on right, and then I need to go pick up 4 more of these little nuts for these. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm desperate. This is probably kind of hard to see. It's also kind of hard to understand. The old bumper had 8 bolts that held it on. And the new bumper has 2 like threaded bolts coming out of it that fit into 2 of the holes, and then 2 empty holes with bolts to bolt into it. But not enough nuts to do all 8 of them. And the instructions say 4, so I'm pretty sure the threaded bolts are just there for me to get a nut on it and hold it in place to get started, while we just put the 4 on the outside. Is not going to work. That is hitting the bumper. What frickin' bolts am I supposed to use on this? Alright, so it took me a minute, but I ended up figuring it out. And I realized that this has something to thread into on the back side, so I just screw these straight in, and then I actually use the nuts just on those 2. I thought I had to slide a nut behind these and screw them into it. It all makes sense now. It used all 8 mounting points. That took way longer than it was supposed to. And I'm pretty much done. I just need to hook my wiring harnesses back up for my fog lights. Test and make sure those still work. Put the D-shackles on the front, and then that's a project. We're done. Oh Lord. Dope. Oh, those actually look way cooler. Check that out, YouTube. We did it. Alright y'all, it's late, but it's done. I am going to take it for a quick test drive tonight, just because I've been really curious to see if the weight of this heavier bumper handles any differently up here on the front end. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go take a shower, take 3 showers, because I'm filthy, been crawling around on the ground, and we'll get the beauty shots of it tomorrow when the sun is up. I am super stoked with how this turned out. It looks great, it's really sturdy, it handles great on the road, and it really checked all the boxes for me. When I was thinking about a new bumper for the Jeep, my top priorities were to have something that was winch capable so that we could put a winch on it in the future, had some better recovery points. I wanted something that I could potentially mount some lights and accessories on, like this bar across the front. I wanted to keep my factory fog lights because I had those amber ones that were part of the Dragon Edition, and those were neat. And then lastly, I really liked the stubby look. I liked the way it looked between the tires and all of the extra clearance you get from being able to just put your tires over a rock or a stump or some other obstacle. And so this bumper really checked all of those boxes for me and ended up being one of the more affordable options anyway. Here it is, the Red Rock 4x4 stubby bumper, and maybe we'll put a winch on it soon. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. We're going to do another upgrade on the Jeep next month. We've got some RV travel coming, so be sure to get subscribed and follow along.